Before we start to talk about your lovely resort in the Abacos, I touched it earlier with Carrie, but we didn't have the time to talk. But I think, you know, as much as Grand Bahama Island was hit by Dorian, the Abacos, especially Marsh Harbor and further north, was terribly hit by Dorian 2.5 years ago. And I have had the chance to be in the Abacos in December this year. I stayed at your property, and maybe you can give us an update on how you see how the Abacos are coming up again. I believe the Abacos are ready for tourists again. How is your opinion on, you know, what's the development on the after Dorian activities?
Well, good afternoon, good morning on my end to yourself, your team, and certainly the attendees for today's event. And thank you so much for inviting us. I'm happy to say that the Abacos is open for business. It's been about 2.5 years now that the passage of Hurricane Dorian. The island has come back in fine fashion. There has been lots of renovation. I think the good thing about what has happened with Dorian is that there's a lot of new builds throughout the entire island. And so persons coming back can see that electricity has been restored, the airport is open, a lot of the vendors have resumed operation. So basically, overall, persons coming to the Abacos can have a very positive and exciting experience, not only in the mainland of Marsh Harbor, but certainly a lot of our outer keys, should they want to venture outside the Marsh Harbor area. But we're very excited about where we are. There's still lots to be done. There's still several of our restaurants that are still in the process of redeveloping and reopening, but we're going into our busy season. I think lots of them are certainly gearing up to be ready for that.
So thank you very much. I agree with you. I believe Abacos is ready to receive business. And so please, I don't want to steal much of your time now. Please present us the Abaco Beach Resort in Marsh Harbor, an ideal place, in my opinion, to discover the Abacos, to discover the keys, and everything that the island has to offer. And you've got another 24 minutes to showcase your resort. Please, the floor is yours. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you so much, Claudia. Again, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to showcase my resort, the Abaco Beach Resort in Boat Harbor Marina. My resort is approximately 67 years old, but as I mentioned in the opening, everything that was once old is now new. My resort has gone through a complete renovation since Hurricane Dorian. Luckily for the resort, even though other parts of the island were affected in a drastic way from Hurricane Dorian, we were able to maintain operations throughout the entire renovation and be able to present to you now a world-class resort. Next slide, please. So for those of you that don't know much about the Abacos, and I know Kerry alluded to it in his presentation, but the Abacos and the Keys is known as the boating capital of the Bahamas. And it comprises the Great Abaco and Little Abaco, 90 miles long and 4 miles wide at its widest point. It has a rich history dating back to 1776 during the American Revolution. As most of you may know or may not know, both the United States of America and the Bahamas were British colonies. And so we had some loyalists in the United States that preferred not to be a part of the independence. So they came to the Abacos and settled. And so you will see a rich history throughout the Abacos dating back to 1776. Marsh Harbor is the capital, the heartbeat of the Abacos. And of course, our resort is on the Sea of Abaco, which is a 120-mile chain of island and keys. And as we go more into my presentation, you'll recognize that the island hopping and cruising of the Sea of Abaco is certainly the heartbeat of what we have to offer in the Abacos. There's land and sea adventures. There's boar hunting, duck hunting, deep reef and bone fishing, which is known as fly fishing. There's scuba diving. There's a land and sea park, there's bird watching, blue holes, again, swim with the pigs. We've also have swim the pigs here in the Abacos, the stingrays, and of course the turtle encounter. And the Abacos has one of the largest barrier reefs in the Western Hemisphere. Most persons don't know one of that exists here in the Abacos, but again, that's another unique feature of the Abacos. Authentic island experience. Kerry mentioned that each of the islands have their own unique experience, but we believe that the Abacos in itself has something unique that is different than all the other islands throughout the Bahamas. Ideal for leisure travel, corporate, incentive, and groups, destination weddings, boating, and of course, the adventure seekers. Next slide, please. So just to give you a geographical perspective of where we are, if you look on the top and to the far right, is the island of Abaco. You see Great Abaco, Marsh Harbor, Hope Town. That is the island that makes up the Abacos, and you can see that we like to say we're the most northernest island in the Bahamas, and of course the island is what I like to refer to as has a lot of marshland on the left side of the island, which is ideal for bone fishing, and then on the right side of the island is where we do the deep sea fishing, the reef fishing for persons coming to the Abacos. Next slide, please. So this gives you a little bit more in-depth perspective of the Abacos, and I like to say that it's its own little peninsula, its own little archipelago of islands, because you see the main island, of course, you see all the smaller little keys that make up the islands, and we are known for island hopping experience. If you love boating, if you love fishing, if you love just cruising, you can go to each of these little keys, and they all have their own little unique experiences. And they're within 20 to 30 minutes from the mainland of Marsh Harbor, and you can go and basically own a key for the day. We have done lots of individual and private events on individual keys for groups and for weddings, for just getaways for persons coming to the island. They just love the fact that they can actually choose an island they can go to and own for the entire day. Next slide, please. So how do you get to the Abacos, and what is available in terms of flights into the Abacos? The main airport is the Leonard A. Thompson International Airport with the code of MHH. We have Delta Airlines, and Delta will resume service into the Abacos in June of this year, and they fly direct from Atlanta into the international airport. There is American Airlines, which has daily flights out of Miami and out of Charlotte. There's Bahamas Air, which has daily flights out of Palm Beach Airport and also Nassau. There's Tropic Ocean Airways, and this is kind of unique offering because it is a seaplane. And so you can actually land at the main airport, and you can then take your leave the airport and land directly at our resort, and just roll it up onto the beach and leave the airplane and basically check into your room, which is certainly a unique feature for persons coming on that particular airline, our seaplane service. There's Silver Airways, again, flights out of Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach. Western Air, which is one of our local airlines, also again that offers service from Nassau. So certainly your guests coming through Nassau can use Western Air again, and also Bahamas Air. And then again, if you're coming out of Florida, we have Cherokee, which is a scheduled charter, and they have flights daily out of West Palm Beach as well. The airport is fully operational, has been completely renovated, and so guests, the welcome mat that arrives into the Marsh Harbor is certainly a very warm welcome. And we just completed the airport, the terminal was opened about 3 years ago, so it's basically a brand new terminal in Marsh Harbor. Next slide, please. So our resort at a glance. We have 95 oceanfront room suites and 1, 2, and 3 bedroom condo residences. We have 2 pools, the marina pool and the garden pool. We have a quarter mile of pristine beach, and we did expand that beach after the hurricane. So certainly we like what we've been able to do in terms of enhancing that particular feature. There's 2 restaurants in the property, the Bistro Veranda. We have which is our gourmet restaurant, dinner service only. And then there's the Terrace Restaurant in Marinaville, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that overlooks the marina. There's also the pool bar at Marinaville and the swimmer bar. The great room is a multi-purpose and is now located in new lobby at the hotel that's being rebuilt. We have meeting space, 85,000 square foot of indoor meeting space, and 20,000 square feet of outdoor space, fitness center, Wi-Fi, and complimentary non-motorized water sports. Next slide, please. Now, another added feature of the resort is that we have a 200-slip marina, one of the largest in the Bahamas. And I think what is one of the best things, we have the newest marina, newest because it was completely rebuilt since Hurricane Dorian. So we have all the amenities, fueling, dark, 24-hour security, on-site check-in with customs immigration, state-of-the-art amenities. We do COVID-19 testing on property. There's laundry, ice, showers, and concierge service. So the marina really is an added amenity for persons coming into the Abacos and adds a whole new feature to the overall guest experience to the island. Next slide, please. We do have meal plans at the resort. We have a breakfast plan, which is breakfast at the Terrace Restaurant. We have the modified American plan, which is breakfast and dinner, again at the Terrace. And we have the full American plan, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We also have, if persons choose to go into the Bistro Restaurant, which is our gourmet restaurant, we do have some individual restrictions that do apply, and certainly you can see that spelled out just below. And I won't go into detail with respect to it, but of course you can certainly read that information as it relates to what are the individual requirements. Next slide, please. So this gives an aerial perspective of the resort. This is a very recent photo. As you can see, the island itself has come back in high fashion. This is the new marina that's being rebuilt. You can look beyond the marina and actually see where the homes have been repaired, because all those homes were basically completely destroyed. Roofing, they were taken off of their foundations, but you can see the island has come back in grand fashion, and we're very excited that that has happened. Next slide, please. This shows the 3 categories of rooms that we have at the resort. On the top left-hand corner, we have is our deluxe king accommodation. And all of our rooms, by the way, have their own private balconies. All the rooms are ocean front, but that is the deluxe. Just below that is the 1, 2, or 3 bedroom condo, which is a king bedding in our condo residences, and those rooms are part of our inventory. Even though some of them are privately owned, we keep them in our inventory. The persons can choose those as well. They have a sunken tub. They come with full amenities, all stainless steel appliances, a living room, and these rooms overlook the marina. To the right is our newest addition to our room inventory, which is our Deluxe Plus. They too have a sinking tub, and they're either king bedding or 2 queen beddings, by the way. Again, have their own private balconies. They have their own shower stalls. So you have the choice of a soaking tub, or you can actually utilize the shower as well. Next slide. To the left top is our beachfront terrace, and these rooms are located on the ground floor. And you can basically walk right out of your room onto the beach. They also, each of the rooms have their own hammock, so you can walk outside and just relax in a hammock, and they are either 2 double beds or a king bedding. Directly below is a beachfront balcony, either a king or a 2 double beds. Again, has its own balcony and all the amenities. And all the amenities are refrigerators in the rooms, coffee maker, there's a wet bar, there's a 45-inch television, wireless, complimentary Wi-Fi throughout. We also have hair dryers in the rooms as well, and each of the rooms have their own individual tubs. There's also safes in all of our rooms. To the far right is we call our standard or ocean front rooms. Again, king bedding or 2 double beds, and same amenities that are in all of our rooms is throughout. Next slide. The far right is pool bar at Marinaville, which has a swim-up bar close to the marina. You can also enjoy the menu that's at the Terrace Restaurant. You can enjoy that same menu at the pool bar. It opens at 11 a.m. and closes at until 12 midnight. Below that is the Bistro Restaurant indoor, and it gives a panoramic view of the marina and the beach. Perfect setting, and just on the outside is the Bistro veranda. To the right, we have the outdoor Terrace Restaurant at Marinaville, which is physically connected to the pool bar, and that overlooks the marina, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Next slide, please. This is a close-up view of the marina pool with the swim-up bar. As I mentioned, it's physically connected to the Terrace Restaurant. Next slide. This here is the garden pool. So you have the option of a lot of activity that takes place at the marina pool, or you can a little more casual, relaxing, quieter area is the garden pool. Next slide. So 101 reasons to choose the Abacos, a unique destination, multiple island experiences. I mentioned that even though you may come to Marsh Harbor, there's so many other small keys that you can venture on and actually experience something different. We have the largest marina in the Bahamas. We have a rich spirit of hospitality and history of hospitality, destination steeped in culture, authentic music, rich history, and unique experiences. We're in excellent dining options within walking distance from the resort. We newly renovated hotel with 2 new restaurants, private beach, first-class marina. We're less than 8 minutes from the airport. Spa services are available in your room, in a suite, or in the condo residences, or on the pool deck. Next slide. We have the best island hopping experiences. You're within 20 minutes of the best island hopping experiences anywhere in the Bahamas. Close proximity to bone fishing, deep sea fishing, reef fishing. One of the largest barrier reefs. We have more than 85,000 square feet of meeting space. We have a full catering conventions team at the resort. We have the second largest land and sea park in the Bahamas. You can own a key for the day for a private picnic, sunbathing, swimming, snorkeling. There's swim with the pigs, sharks, and rays, close encounters with the turtles. And if you like surfing, believe it or not, you can do surfing off of Abaco. And we're the closest English destination off the US coast. So for those that are coming from Europe and then wanting to extend their trip into the Bahamas, you know that certainly there are persons here that speak the English language. Next slide, please. So I want to thank all of you for your attention this morning. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to entertain those questions.
Thank you very much, Brent, for your comprehensive presentation. I think that your place is also very good for boaters. I have experienced that everybody that comes into the Bahamas on a boat stops at Abaco Beach Resort because you have a very good marina and a fantastic bar there where they can meet and where they can share all their stories. I think, you know, the Abaco Beach Club Beach Resort for me is a wonderful place where you stay and where you then discover Green Turtle Key, Elbow Key. All these keys are in very good shape. Everything is rebuilt, so I can only recommend really to open for you in your tour operators product as well, the Abacos again. And I have had a very authentic breakfast, a very authentic Bahamian breakfast in the Abacos, one of the best chicken sours I ever had. I don't get to the name of the restaurant, but you can really experience the Abacos are really super authentic. And we don't see any questions. We don't see any questions in the chat, so there is nothing else left on questions for you, Brett. But I'm sure that you will send all the tour operators your information, and I'm sure that you're having tour operator net rates available for them if they want to include your brochure, your hotel into their brochure. We have another 6 minutes to go till we go into the next presentation, which will be Embrace Resort. I know that Natalia Miller is already online, but we'll show you in the meantime a little video. And I say thank you very much, Brent, for making the effort to join us this afternoon.
My pleasure. Enjoy your day, and thanks everybody for attending.
Thank you. Elena, the floor is yours. You can put the video on.